Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Depth with Academia. I'm your host, Richard Price, CEO of academia.edu. Today, we're diving deep, quite literally, into some fascinating research about mindfulness and scuba diving. Let's get into a paper authored by Vincent Maurice and his team. It explores this intriguing intersection of meditative scuba diving and PTSD symptom management. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I think of scuba diving, I picture, vibrant coral reefs, colourful fish, and that profound sense of peace you get underwater. It's just... Anyway, back to the paper. We're exploring a study that asks a rather unusual question. Can meditative scuba diving help? The standard therapeutic avenues, they often fall short, which leaves researchers constantly looking for innovative ways to help those affected. This particular study is quite significant because it combines the mental focus of mindfulness with the physical exertion of sport, specifically through scuba diving. So what exactly did the researchers do? Well, they conducted a pilot, random-controlled trial with participants who had PTSD, focusing on two distinct groups. One group embarked on a journey using the Bathysmed protocol, which is a meditative dive program, and the other group engaged in a multi-sport regimen without a mindfulness component. The Bathysmed protocol, isn't that a cool name by the way, combines deep breathing techniques with scuba diving, aiming to, enhance mindfulness. They hypothesized that this mindful immersion, pun intended, could improve, or more precisely, significantly reduce the intrusion symptoms of PTSD over time. Intrusion, especially, is the feeling. Those unwanted memories and flashbacks are what can be distressing for those coping with PTSD. And what did they find? Interestingly, the Bathysmed protocol seemed more effective than the multi-sport activities at reducing these intrusion symptoms after just 1 month. But, and here's where it gets a little tricky, the statistical significance of these findings was just out of reach, which means although there was improvement, it wasn't enough to make a conclusive statement without further research. Oh, speaking of further research, let's take a quick detour here. Did you know that in some parts of the world, such as the Maldives, people don't greet each other with a handshake, but with a thumbs up because of the sandy environments? Fascinating, right? So, in a way, even those small cultural nuances remind me of how context and environment play crucial roles in our interactions. It's kind of similar to how diving might work differently for various people. Anyway, I digress. Coming back, all participants were naturally observed for changes in their mindfulness scores, as measured by a scale called the Freiburg Mindfulness Inventory. Now, this inventory is a bit like a mindfulness checklist, and while those who followed the Bathysmed protocol showed improvements in these scores, they too didn't quite pull away statistically from the multi-sport group. So, what does all this mean for us, or perhaps more importantly for the listeners out there who have or know someone who grapples with PTSD? This study indicates potential, a spark of light at the end of the tunnel, you could say. It's an encouragement that combining elements of sport and mindfulness could serve as a complementary therapy for PTSD. Albeit this is still a burgeoning area of research, and more extensive studies are imperative to bolster these findings. So, what's next? The authors suggest, and I have to agree with this, that longer-term mindfulness practices are often mandatory before stable benefits materialize. Any stress reduction practice requires consistency. We can't ignore that these were preliminary findings from a small sample size. They signal a promising direction, but as we know, research is an iterative process. Looking toward the horizon, embracing such innovative interventions might and hopefully will offer actionable, sustainable methods to improve quality of life for many. I'll remind you, though, that what I present today reflects insights from research. It's not an endorsement. It's vital to consult healthcare professionals to navigate these findings for individual cases. Wow. So here we are, a fascinating glimpse of how academia continuously challenges conventional boundaries. Remember these insights? They're just building blocks, helping us explore what's possible. If Vincent and his colleagues have got anything right, it's the bold bravado to test new waters, figuratively and literally. Thanks for joining me today on this enlightening episode of In Depth with Academia. I had a blast diving into these ideas with you. We should do this again sometime. Until then, take care, stay curious, and keep questioning, as there's always more beneath the surface.